we're going to look eastward and learn something about how Parkinson's can be treated in a different way, and with some significant success. It's called Ayurveda, and it's about 500 years old, I think. It's a very traditional Indian or Asian medical approach too. And it involves many of the four pillars we use here at European Parkinson Therapy Centre: movement, diet, lifestyle, oh, and a couple other things. Not going to waste any time. Sorry. I'm going to pass you over to Anya Mack, who was my first contact with Ayurveda. And given how she talks and how she acts, you'll see why I agreed to this webinar so easily. And also, the content of this webinar is very interesting, and we plan on following it up. Anya.
Thank you so much for having us, Alex. My name is Anya, and give me just my screen share. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. So welcome to today's topic, how basically Ayurveda can help treat Parkinson's. And what is Asha doing? We are basically a healing community who are rooted to the authentic Ayurveda. And our Dr. Neela, which I will introduce in a second, we are basically connecting individuals with certified Ayurvedic doctors and curated therapies, not only in Europe, also in India, and by basically integrating the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, which comes from India. And just a little quick insight, because yeah, together we can illuminate the path of strength, balance, and transforming, because it's easy to go alone, but it's more powerful to basically go with others. And in a second, I will hand over to our wonderful Dr. Neela. She is our speaker for tonight. Thank you, Alex, for having us. She is based in Switzerland as our whole company in Geneva. She's an Ayurvedic doctor for many years, and her expertise is not only digestive health, lifestyle disorders, women health, stress-related problems, also Parkinson, neurological, and chronic disorders. And why we fit so perfectly to Alex and to the whole community, because also, and our vision from Dr. Neela and ours from Asha is to bring timeless wisdom of Ayurveda to the forefront of Parkinson's care, especially by offering hope, stability, and also the strengths of natural healing. And we are, and not also Dr. Neela, she's very passionate about empowering people. And with a warm welcome, Dr. Neela Sheth, I will hand over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Alex and Anya, for the kind introduction. So today, first of all, I would like to thank all of you and the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak on the World Parkinson's Day, a day marked by supporting the Parkinson's disorder journey and also by the way we want to create awareness about Parkinson's. And especially,
Neela, can you raise your voice slightly? Your microphone is a little bit weak.
okay. I'm going to speak a bit loudly now.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so again, I would say I just started by saying thanks to giving me this opportunity to speak today on the Parkinson's Day, which is marked by the awareness, creating awareness and support for the Parkinson's disease journey. I'm especially happy because today I will be able to bring forward the Ayurvedic approach to the treatment, which is like Alex, you said, I went through your website and I saw, oh, there are so many things and so many approaches which the Ayurveda has inherently for like thousands of years ago. That has similarity in your treatment or therapy approach which you are running in this center. So that makes it even more interesting for me to propose what I am going to say. So to start with, I'm going to share my screen.
Go ahead.
Okay, so just 1 second here.
Well, you can see the PowerPoint? Okay.
See the screen? Can you see the screen, please?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start by introducing what is Ayurveda, because I know for many of you it looks like an exotic term coming from somewhere in Asia. But Ayurveda is quite popular now all over the world. I have been practicing in Switzerland the Ayurvedic medicine for last 15 years or more. And I have very good results. I can practice it here very well. And I also get reimbursed by insurances here. Ayurveda is Indian medicine. I studied this in my country of origin from University of Pune. And now when I moved here, I thought I must bring it wherever I go because it's also my passion, but it's so much near to how we should handle our body. So this is something very special about Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a long term Ayurveda, but Ayur means the life and Veda means the knowledge. So the knowledge of life is Ayurveda. It is a Sanskrit term, but I'm going to make this very simple, right? For example, if you have a beautiful car or if you have a simple machine like your washing machine, a dishwasher machine, with every machine, you will see that there is a user manual, right? And what does this user manual do? It helps you to understand how to run this machine. It tells you if there is an error code, what you should do. And it will also tell you how to use this machine so that it lives longer and it keeps working. Ayurveda is exactly the same thing for our human body. So thousands of years ago, when people wanted to achieve a lot of things in their life, some very intelligent sages thought that if I want to achieve a lot in my life, I need a long and healthy life because I have everything. I have money, I have power, I have knowledge. But if I don't live, I can't do much about it. So to have this long life is essential for the existence of human. That's clear. We know this. But what do we do so that we can run this human machine, which is a very live machine with mind and body for longer time, but in good health, not like we are popping pills and living somehow. No, but we need a very good mind until we are living. We need our brain to be working well, our body to be working well. And this is the purpose of Ayurveda. So now you know what Ayurveda brings to you. So it is a pity that we learn a lot of things in the school, but we are not taught how to manage our body. And this is from morning to evening, what you do, how you sleep, what you eat. Do you go out? Do you go in? Are you in the sun? Are you in the shade? Where do you live? All this small information and things what you do every day is very well explained in Ayurveda. So in order to have this, if we follow the principles of Ayurveda, surely we are going to achieve a good health. Okay. Now, in the next slide, I'm going to tell you about the holistic approach of Ayurveda. So Ayurveda becomes even more interesting because it's a natural medicine and it is holistic. Now, many times holistic is taken as mind, body, spirit approach, or something related to mind, body together is holistic. No, holistic is much more to that. And what do you mean by holistic? Holistic is taking one system as a whole. For example, if it's your body, so we talk to your body as a whole. If you have a headache, it doesn't mean you have nothing else in the other parts of the body. So if I want to treat your headache, I will ask you all the questions about everything in your body, because my approach to your headache is holistic. That means as a whole. I take you as a whole. Now, it's not about physical body, but it's your body and your mind. And it's not only about body and mind, but it's about the functions of body and mind and all your organs, that everything is interconnected. And because they are interconnected, if you have problem in one organ, definitely you have some repercussions on the other organs. And that's why there are diseases where we see systemic issues coming from one specific part. So I don't want to complicate this more, but it just means that we have to take the body as a whole. Now, Ayurveda goes beyond this. And Ayurveda says, why isolate the body from the surroundings? Because we are part of this whole nature. And everything what makes nature, the same material makes me, makes the human being. So I am not having an isolated existence on this earth. That means if I talk to you as a holistic approach, I have to consider what's around you. What's the season if you are living in Italy? And what's the season if you are living in England or if you are living in India? Will make changes to how your body is behaving. And it's not about only surrounding you, but what you're putting inside you, the food, is considered very important because it's also coming from the nature. Today, we are talking about the world of microbiome, which seems to be a new research and coming forward. But we know this for years and years, like thousands of years, I don't even have the count, that no, we cannot isolate ourselves because we have this microbiome around us, which is a constant exchange. And this is why when we consider holistic, we consider everything together. So the interconnected of the cycles and rhythms of the nature, okay, the day and night, the circadian rhythms, the interconnection of the body and the mind, the interconnection of the environment of the body, and the interconnection of our body organs, the hormones, the functions, everything. That is why the holistic approach is so special. Okay. Now, I want to tell you something very interesting about Ayurveda. That is the Tridosha therapy of Ayurveda. I don't want to again take you to learn Ayurveda with me, but I'm just going to explain to you that what is the meaning of the Tridosha. Three is three, and dosha means the biofunctional units or the biofunctional energies. So when I say energy, many times people think I'm talking about some energy healing coming from somewhere, going to somewhere. No, we have a definite theory which explains a dosha as a biofunctional unit. That means the dosha exists, it functions, it shows its symptoms And then from that, you can see what's going good, what's going wrong. And the dosha theory is based on the 5 elements theory, but I am not going there for now. The 3 important doshas here, Pitta, Kapha, and Vata. Now, just to give you a glimpse of how these 3 doshas work, or these 3 doshas to run our body machine, everything which is digestion, metabolism, also emotions, is taken care by the dosha Pitta. Everything which is lubrication, structure, and synthesis is taken care by Kapha. And everything which is movement, physical and mental function, and degeneration is taken care by Vata. Now, you straight away know where we have the fault when it's Parkinson's, right? So we know definitely what is going wrong with what symptoms body is showing, physically, mentally, emotionally, and in the synergistic way as well. Okay, so here we are also classifying different kind of people into different body types based on these doshas. Okay, so I am not going to again go deeper into that, just to tell you a glimpse of how in Ayurveda we think about different diseases. Okay. Now, something very interesting, which is more and more connecting many chronic diseases to the digestion, is the gut-brain axis. So, if you ask me, any patient comes to me, I am inquiring about how is your bowel movement, are you hungry or not? And sometimes my patient who don't know Ayurveda much, they would say, oh, I have pain in this joint. What is it about digestion here? And why are you asking these questions? But I said, no, I have to ask you these questions. Otherwise, I cannot find out what's going on. Because in Ayurveda, the gut or the intestines are known as the, the main center, the principal center from where the diseases are taking place. So a disease is running in the body, but when it installs somewhere, it is seen as an installed disease, like then you give it a name. But inside your body, there are things which are balanced and not balanced, and this makes a difference. So we talk a lot about balance, and in this researches, they say that we need a balanced microbiome to have a good digestion and good health. So when we are talking today about this research, and I was just going through more things, and I saw that there is more and more data that for Parkinson's, the symptoms of the digestive system sometimes are coming before it is starting to show the other symptoms. So during the development of the disease, these symptoms are coming first. So there is more and more talk that is it the Parkinson's developed thing which is giving a problem to the gut, or is it the gut which is the source of this problem? And I am again not going to go into all the researches and what's happening there with the Lewy bodies and things like that, as it's a bit complicated to explain everything. But it's simple to understand that the gut is not functioning well. It might give you inflammation to the level that your neurons are not functioning well. Instead, they are getting degenerated. The brain and the gut, they are having the bidirectional connection. So they are sending each other messages. And it's even more interesting to know that the gut has its own power to decide what I want to do, what I want to select, and what I want to throw. And based on that, it doesn't need the brain every time to tell it what to do. So it's known as the second brain in our body. But sometimes I have seen some researches where, the number of neurons what are connected to the gut seems to be enormous. So we have two brains, and one brain is the place where we are putting material from outside inside to fuel our body, right? So our food is the only thing that we take from outside and put that material inside us. And this is run, metabolized, seen, analyzed, selected, assimilated by the gut. So gut is very, very important. And whatever you put inside you through the gut is even more important. So that brings me to the Ayurvedic approach to developing the treatment protocols. Now, this is the way when a patient comes to me, I will look at that patient when I have somebody who comes to me with a specific set of symptoms. Then in Ayurveda, we always make two things, two analyses. First, the analysis about the disease. That means what symptoms do you have? Am I able to find what caused the symptoms? And what are the affecting factors? Which stage of disease you are? So this is this is about analyzing the disease. The second part, which is also very important, sometimes more important, is analyzing the patient as a personality, as a person. So what it means is, what is the constitution of this person? What are the systems and organs doing of this particular person, not of the whole community, right? What is the age of this person? What is the place this person is staying? What is the body strength of this person? What is the metabolic status of this person? And what is the food of this person? So that means when I know the disease, when I know the patient, then I individualize my treatment protocol to bring forward a program. So I always tell my patients, you've come to me, but I don't have a magic pill, right? So because we don't believe in magic pill in Ayurveda, I cannot give you one pill and it's solved. No, because I always will have to suggest a program to you. And what is this program? In the program, we talk about the diet because it's very important and it's going to the gut. And the second thing is the lifestyle of this person. What does he do in the morning? When you wake up to when you sleep, do you sleep well? And the next day. And we propose very natural medicine, which is based on the plants. So the plant-based medicines, there are different formulations, decoctions. There are n number of medicines in Ayurveda. We have a limit when it comes to Europe and Switzerland, but it still works, right? With the choice of plants we have. We do a lot of detoxification, which is also known as panchakarma treatments. So what happens is when the disease is become old and has made a house in the body, has taken place in the body, then it's not easy to revert it. So then we need deeper cleansing processes. So these are known as panchakarma processes, and they are not massages. So sometimes people confuse the panchakarma with massage treatment. But the panchakarma is also known as shodhana. It's a deeper cleaning process where we use massages also, which is integrated. But it's a therapy for 14 to 21 days where the patient is eating specific diet, is taking specific medicine, and he has to take, sometimes it's purging or it's vomiting, and there are a lot of things, and there are massages also in this. So this is a panchakarma curative therapy. Then about the patient, we need to know what's going in the mind. So when you see every disease has also a emotional or a mental symptom or a brain cognitive or that kind of symptom. And this is a psychological aspect which we need to know and also to work on, because as the mind and the body, they hear each other, and the body, it reacts to what the mind has perceived. For example, if you see a lion, you don't need to do anything. The body perceives what the brain has thought and you react, right? So it's like fight and flight. In the same way, whatever little things, bigger things is happening. For example, if in your life you're telling yourself, oh, I am in a problem, oh, I am in a problem, I am in a problem, then the body is listening to your mind and it is straight away going to release hormones which are against this kind of a situation, and then they will turn the body onto fight and flight mode. And what happens to your digestion then? Okay, it's not essential for survival. Stop it. I mean, not stop it, but like we don't need much of digestion to survive. So then when you go back and say, everything is fine, I'm doing very good, the weather is very good in Italy, then the body goes back to the rest and digest pose, and then the body heals. So the mind and the body, they are very, very, very connected because they hear each other. They're part of the one system. So all of these factors make a treatment protocol, a program, and if there are other factors also to be considered, everything is taken care of. So normally when the patient comes first time, then I need more than an hour or 1 hour or 40 minutes approximately to analyze, to ask the question, to understand the situation. I examine the pulse, I examine abdomen, it depends what we need to do. And then the program is given to the patient, and the healing in Ayurveda doesn't stop by giving a program, but we need to do some follow-ups to keep the patient motivated and also change the medicines. So sometimes some people think, okay, ashwagandha, mucuna, we can just take it, replace it with levodopa. No, the treatment in Ayurveda is this whole thing, and one of that is the plant medicine. So it works when you do everything. Once the symptoms are down, the body is in good balance, then the body is supported by rasayana plants, and the person in this process learns to auto-regulate his problems. So this is the win of Ayurveda, that you have learned to manage yourself, you have learned how to keep your body well, you have healed, and then I have my patients telling me, I did this, this, and this, which I learned from you. Now tell me, what do I do? So, that is the success of the treatment. So this is how the Ayurvedic protocols are designed. And I then take you to the next slide. Okay, now, when we are talking about specifically Parkinson's, so I will tell you on Ayurveda how we see this disease. Now, in Ayurveda, there are many specific diseases because of the Vata dosha, which I told you is responsible for the movements in the body. And this Vata dosha, when it goes wild or when it is vitiated, there are specific symptoms of that. Then this kind of diseases on the movement happen. And because Vata is responsible for all the body movements of the body fluids of the body, when signaling everything. So in this Parkinson's, we see that it is the Vata which is having disorder, and it is Kampa Vata, where especially you see some cardinal signs like the loss of interconnection, like the body is becoming slow and rigid, and there are tremors, or there can be akinesia. So these kind of symptoms, they would come up in this kind of situation. So now, for Parkinson's, what treatment can Ayurveda propose? So there are specific nutritional therapies. Now, I specifically use this word nutritional therapy because I use nutrition as a therapy. It means I use food itself as a medicine. In Ayurveda, we see food as doing two things. One, it fuels our body. It powers our body. It's the petrol for our car, right? And the second thing is I use the food itself to heal. Because what you eat, if it make changes your body, why don't I use it to heal my body? And all the old medicines always say that food can be your medicine and food is the first medicine. So nutritional therapy, which is very important, changes in the daily routine and lifestyles, the plant-based medicine, detoxification therapies, physical exercises, calming the mind, having a good sleep and happiness. So these are the treatment which would be given. Now, there might be questions as what is Ayurveda going to make change to my life with all this therapy? So you could just bring it down to say it might work to eliminate the root cause of your disease. It might work to slow the degeneration, so the progression of the disease is slowed down. It empowers the patient to take self-care, and also with all this care together, it makes the quality of life of the patient much, much better. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to show. These are some of the therapies in the Panchakarma. So you will see these are Abhyanga, Shirodhara, Nasya, and the ones which there are other deep purifications which I cannot show you because you cannot have pictures of that. So yeah, is there. Now, I am going to end presenting and speaking a lot. So I'm just going to tell you here that in Ayurveda, health is living in balance. When you're out of balance, there are different kinds of balances. Okay, when you're out of balance, it leads to diseases. And once it is there, the imbalance is there for a long time, then it is installed disease. And that is why when we say, okay, I have symptoms of this disease, it's like 100% I have this problem, okay? So the Ayurvedic way is that understand your body, adapt to your personal diet plan. Personal diet plan is very important because like one size of clothes doesn't fit everybody, one style of nutrition doesn't fit everybody. So if there are 10 Parkinson's patients, they might have different diets just because their body is different. Personally, they're different with all the factors I told you. Adapt to a conducive lifestyle, respect the coexistences in the cosmos, and be happy. So that is the end of my presentation. So I don't know, Anya, would you want to take this slide and explain a little bit, or we can take it after? I don't know.
Give it a second. We still do have Stephen there. Like if Alex don't mind, he was already with us going through the whole thing. He also has Parkinson. I'm not sure if he will only share the audio and if he. Stephen, are you still
It's
there?
fine if you can keep it to 5 minutes so we can have some time for questions.
Yes. I don't even know if he's still there because he just texted that.
Yes, I am here.
Ah, yes. You want to say a few words how you felt after the treatment?
Yes, I did 2 periods in Ayurvedic hospital. The first of 4 weeks in 2024, and the second of 3 weeks during January of this year. And the result was amazing. The doctor take care of my body and my energy, and I could work with my soul because I saw all the way you follow for the healing. I think the development of spirituality is very important too. Psychological, physical, and spirituality, the three are very important.
What was your
And,
condition when you went in?
oh, this year it was terrible. The first year, the result was amazing. I thought I was cured. It wasn't the case, but it was amazing. So,
Okay, thank you so much. A lot of what's been said, I think, was probably not quite as new as you thought it was, because Ayurveda is very much in line with current Parkinson thinking and Parkinson research, the gut-brain axis, lifestyle, exercise, etc. And much of that reverberates within our own centre here in Warrior. What, if you'd like, this slide will be made available, and you can contact anyone you want. And if you want to have a consultation, you can do it in many different ways. Online, or you can do it at the Parkinson Centre. Or we can do a program in Germany, because there's a centre in Berlin and a centre in India. Or we can arrange a 1 week of a Ayurveda retreat at the European Parkinson Therapy Centre in September if there's interest. Anyhow, for any questions, feel free to contact not me, Ayurveda. Anya Mac. I'm going to open this up for questions because I think there probably are a couple of questions, interest, perhaps. Who knows? This is a chat question. Many thanks for your presentation. My father is on a developed stage of Parkinson. He's on Maripar and Mirapexin. They're two levodopa drugs. If he undertakes a program, does it mean he has to cease taking the medicines or not?
Yeah, so it's a good question. It depends on what kind of medicines you have been taking. So there could be an integrated approach, taking care of what medicines you have been taking before, because there are some medicines you cannot stop just like that, because they have an effect on your body and can show withdrawals. So it will always be an integrative therapy if those medicines are essential. So does that answer the question? Integrated means we will have the Ayurvedic approach along with the medicines.
Okay, yes. So the answer is yes. Here, then the reply is thanks. Is there anyone who would like to talk to the doctor? Dr. Neela is a very highly specialized doctor in Ayurveda, and it's been
If I
around.
may.
Go ahead.
Hello, Dr. Neela, and hello, everybody. Thank you very much for your presentation. I was wondering, I'm the same who asked the question for my father. I want to know, for how long do you suggest a program that is effective for a person who has a developed stage of Parkinson?
Well, I can't give you a definite time, but if it's a very developed stage, then it might take at least 8 to 10 months of treatment. Of course, it doesn't mean 8 to 10 months of Panchakarma treatment, but the treatment and the follow-up has to be longer if the problem is more. Yeah.
And do you guarantee a healing of Parkinson with this?
That is the question no doctor can answer you, because no doctor can promise healing. So I'm sorry, I can't promise you, but I would want to work best so that you can you can.
So what would
So
what would the first stage be? 4 weeks, and then a follow up after, and then follow up for 10 months.
Yes.
So the first stage would be 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
So the
Okay.
first
And
program will be 4 weeks, and then the follow-up. In the follow-up, there will be always questions about was it possible to do the things, what changes it made. Then there is a next step, then there is a next step. And like Stefan said, that on the first time he had really good results, and then he followed it up, and now he's much better after 2 years. So it's like, because it's not like you have a fever and then in 8 days it can be healed. This is a much more, how do you say, I always use this word, installed, because the disease is installed. So it takes, it's not easy. It is a chronic. So when there are chronic diseases, so I give this example. If you sow something which is very natural, and whatever, how much ever water you put, it takes it time to bloom, right? So when it's a natural system of healing, then it has to make changes to your body and not mask your symptoms. So it takes much longer time than something which will just say that you have this pill and there is no pain, because pain is there, you don't feel it. But in Ayurveda, we don't have painkiller system. We work on the root causes. So it does take longer time, for sure.
Mhm.
okay, thank you.
Dr. Neela, can you hear me? It's Adrian.
Yes, please.
Hi,
Okay.
Adrian.
Hi, Alex. It comes across to me that this is obviously a very holistic approach, and I think, as you said, Alex, it would complement what you do at Boario, if I pronounce that correctly, having attended your facility and learned a lot about the necessity for almost extreme exercise, but the benefits are obvious. It would be nice, I think, to have a complementary medicine that's holistic alongside that.
That's
So-
what we're thinking of doing in September for the week or 2 weeks.
Okay,
We'll run
is that
both. We're
I've
going
been
to run.
invited to September. Is the Ayurvedic option covered during the week at the end of September, 28th of September into October?
We haven't decided the dates yet. We're going to see the response and the international against the Italians, so we can
Yes.
divide and then conquer, shall we say? But I do think Ayurveda is an additional and a very complementary and very
Yeah.
good therapy, a very logical therapy it's been around 5,000 years, so it must be working somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
If I can ask Dr. Neela directly, I'm interested in attending quite an exotic location. I'm sure Berlin's very nice, but I wonder where the centre is in India that you might recommend. And lastly, are you aware of the facilities on Sri Lanka at the Borbarine resorts that are Ayurvedic centres?
No, I'm not aware of the centers in Sri Lanka, but working with Asha, we have specific centers where we have connection, so I can be connected to the doctors there, so I can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's how we have some centers. And if you would want to go, then we would connect you to the right place, and then it goes on. So there are many centers across India. Many are in Kerala, and then it works. So, for example, I'm based in Switzerland, and I have my cabinet here, like my clinic here.
Yeah.
And when I have patients who really need extensive 15 days, 21 days therapies, then I would want them to go to India, take the therapy. But because I was not able to send my patient just like that, go to India, he will get lost. And we need to have a chain where I can speak to that doctor and I can do some follow-up later to see what's happening. So
Sure.
then through Asha, I can do this. So
Okay.
that's how the Asha Foundation helps me for my patients.
That's
So
very
we can do
interesting.
the same for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Jimmy from Ireland. Hello, I have Parkinson's disease, and what I do notice myself is, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Neela?
Well, I know as a core, when I get a good night's sleep, everything seems to work better. Is the core really a better lifestyle, better diet, better sleep patterns, better exercise? Is that just a norm for everybody?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question properly.
It is lifestyle, exercise, and diet, and pretty much everything which we talk about here. Perhaps go into a bit more detail because we also do education and motivation. I think it's a little bit different because it's done in the Indian way and it's been done for 5,000 years in that way. Much of the recent Parkinson evolutions, and especially in exercise, have come down through research from American and British and European and many, many people around the world. So it's fairly new to us, but it's not new to them. So it is complementary, I think.
Yes. My neurologist never mentions exercise or never mentions sleep patterns, but mentions medicine. So I think, as you say, there's an
Change your
education.
neurologist.
So I would want to say something here. So the approach to nutrition is very different in Ayurveda than a classic nutritionist, because we know what food works how based on our theories, and we look into food as if is it digestible and utilizable by the body or no. So it's something different is that we are not going to say you don't have this nutrients, so add it to your body. But we are going to say what you eat, does it metabolize, and then use this or don't use this. So that's why the approach to nutrition itself is different. So that is one of the differences.
It's also the receptors in your stomach, isn't it?
Sorry?
Your stomach as well has receptors in it, like
Yes.
Yeah.
So the intestine, in Ayurveda, we say the intestine has 4 to 5 major functions. And so it takes the food, it transforms the food, it makes the analysis which is good and bad, then it decides to throw the food and it decides to assimilate the food. So when the function of this place or the food is wrong, everything goes wrong here, and it is the source of the inflammations. So also our food today is a big source of inflammation itself. So.
Jimmy, thank you so much. Aidan O'Donoghue, you've got your
Hey
hand
Jean,
up.
how are you? Hello, how are you all?
I'm useless at this.
I'm ringing from Ireland as well, Jimmy. So, and my neurologist always tells me to exercise and to eat well. So he goes through the whole gamut. So, you know, it's following every type of approach you can possibly. So I totally agree with what Neela is saying and Alex. Just one thing, I was just wondering, Neela, would you have to get it approved before you actually start something like this? Would you need to speak to your neurologist and ensure that it's okay to start a process like this?
You may speak to, it's your choice. You would want to say that I'm going to start, and if the neurologist is open, we could also discuss that, what's my way of thinking about it, and what are the, because in Ayurveda it's not like we are going to replace the medicine by some plant medicine. As I said, the approach is much bigger, and it will make difference because but to your question, that it's not necessary, but if it's your choice, if your doctor following with this doctor, then it's better you inform them and you choose what you want to do as a therapy.
Also, if you have other issues, other health issues, like do you take them into consideration with the treatment? You tailor it for that, for all types of comorbidities, say?
Yes, of course, because
Okay.
the other factors are also part of you. So everything you have, what you had in the past, everything has an effect on your body. So it must be considered.
Dr.
Anya,
Neela, I have a
sorry,
question.
Anya, can you put the contact slide back up so we can see it? Sorry, iPhone. I love
No
your
problem.
name. Great name.
18.
My name is Ina.
No.
So, Dr. Neela, I have another question that came to my mind. I'm very much in favor of integrating the holistic approach to the illness. However, when I asked the neurologist, the doctor, she told me that there is no scientific proof on this. So she was not very much in favor to using such alternative ways. And I don't know about how to go with that, because she kind of was very strict in telling me that there are no scientific evidences proving that this thing will be effective.
But to answer that, see, this medicine is here for more than 5,000 years. And there is a lot of evidence that it works. So there's a lot of evidence. So we call this kind of work as evidence-based medicine as well. So the thing is, because there have not been researches on this kind of things, maybe there is no scientific research for this. But Ayurveda is, for me, it's a huge science which goes by the logics of what to do, when to do, how to do. So if we have to be, I don't know, I don't want to suggest anything to you or to the doctor to say that we have to be more open to experiment with different things, but it's for sure not the first experiment. This medicine is there for more than 5,000 years ago, so that says everything. And it still works. I'm working in Switzerland. So when I came here, I mean, everybody first would ask me, oh, but it's a medicine from India. But I said, but it's a medicine for humanity. So it doesn't change where you are. And it will make differences to you in your conditions, because it's human behavior, human food, everything. But the principles don't change if the geographies change.
Thank you very much. And will it be the same treatment as it is in India here in Europe? You provide the same the same qualitative therapy?
So when it comes to consultations, it will be same. But when it comes to facility and things in the facility, it will obviously change. But the principle of the treatments don't change. But for example, in Switzerland, I don't have a facility where you could come and stay for 3 weeks and we could do the treatments like we do in India. So, and also it's not affordable to do that here for 3 weeks. So if you could go to India, be there in one facility, that is always nice for the patient. Also, now there is one facility in Berlin. So
yeah, the problem is that my father, he cannot travel that long.
Yeah.
And that's why it would be nice to have something in Italy, in the European Therapy Centre, or in Berlin. I don't know what you have in Germany, where exactly. So something alternative that can bring us India here, so to say. The same qualitative program that exists there, because some people, my father, he cannot make it that far away.
So as I said, that what we could do in Europe, it will be the best doing here. So if he's not able to travel, then we have to find a way in Italy or Berlin.
I think the other thing that the doctor offers is an online consultation, which you might take her up on, so you can have an introductory session and she can measure what is required. If you'd like to do that, you can contact the number, but that is one option.
Excuse me, that is Dr. Who?
Dr. Neela, me.
Dr. Yu. Okay, Neela. Okay. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Alex, can I speak? I don't know how to get my...
Of course you can, Graham.
Thank you. Barry Graham.
Barry Graham. I'm reading it backwards.
I'm sorry, I had a real technological problem at the beginning, so I missed the whole first half. I couldn't hear anything. So if I'm saying something that's been said already, excuse me. First, can I say to the last person who spoke, I find it so fascinating because for me, the biggest healing aspect of my journey was Parkinson's. And I feel my journey is more regenerative than degenerative. I really must say that. I feel like it's better every day, not worse. And the biggest issue has been taking ownership of this condition. I don't refer to it as a disease or an illness. I refer to it as a condition, as my condition. And my ownership of it is so essential. My deep interest in the issues that are there. So, if you're speaking to your neurologist, and I certainly say to mine, you might be good at the stuff in the brain, but you don't know what's going on in mine, and I do better than anyone. So it should be a partnership with the neurologist and yourself. And could I just ask Dr. Neela, if one wants to go, I've been interested in Ayurvedic medicine for such a long time, and I'm so happy this has come on tonight. But if one wants to get involved in one of these courses that you were speaking of, does it have to start with a consultation at your place or some place? Is that the sort of kickoff for it?
Yeah, so you can go with online consultation to start with.
Yes.
And then, of course, if you could come over to Switzerland, of course, we can do it in person. Or
yes.
I don't know how do we arrange it in the center in Italy. So we don't know yet how it can happen. But any of that could be your first point of interaction with me, where we discuss about you, and then I would suggest you the further things to do.
Yeah, thank you. So, Alex, are we looking forward to something in September? Is that what I understand?
Yeah, we're hoping to put together a good program in September, complementary regeneration, together with the Ayurveda. So that would
Wonderful.
be very interesting. So do call a number and let them know you're interested.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've had 1 hour. If there's no other question which is coming in quickly,
I have a final question.
Of course.
I would like to know if you can provide us with the addresses of the facilities in Germany, if it's possible, or in Switzerland.
Well, if you write to care@ashaexperience.com, they will reply with that information.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, Dr. Neela, I knew the answer.
Yes, thank you for that.
Okay, God bless you all this evening, and lovely to see you.